Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Jaycees TV. And not only is this a new episode of Jaycees TV, we're on a whole new season. So good news, the city of Wyandotte and Wyandotte Cable, our supporters, didn't cut us after the first season, so you guys get another season, which I'm certainly excited about. Today, I get to bring a good friend of mine and a longtime JC from Wyandotte on the show, Kelley. And this year, she's the Community Vice President for Wyandotte. And we'll be talking about community events today, and specifically our Easter egg hunt. So stay tuned while we check out some great stuff with Michelle. Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'm your host, Steve Fappas, as you know, and today I have a very good friend of mine, Kelley, here. Welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thanks for having me on tonight.
She's our Community Vice President for the Wyandotte Jaycees, and we want to, as we said, talk about some community programming. So the big one on everybody's mind right now is the Easter egg hunt. Tell us about it.
Well, it's definitely on our mind too, because we're in the planning stages. So it is March 31st at Bishop Park, where we usually have it. We're going to bring back some favorites from last year. We got a couple new things in the work this year.
Is that the Saturday before Easter?
Yep, it's the Saturday before
Directly
Easter.
before Easter on Sunday?
March 31st. We're going to start everything at 10 o'clock. The first wave, which is 0 to 2, will start at 11:30, and then every 15 minutes on will go up. So 3 to 5 will be 11:45, and so on and so on. But we're bringing back, we have bounce houses for free. So that's always a bonus. Face Flare will be out there painting some faces for us. They've been coming every year now for probably 10 years. We have Alicia with her balloon animals again. We have pictures with the Easter Bunny. So in the log cabin, you can get a picture with the Easter Bunny for $10.
Awesome.
Which is a really good deal because if you look at the mall or anywhere else, it's like super expensive. So
right on.
They get to take a picture with the Easter Bunny. We have a actual professional sound system this year.
Excellent.
I know. I'm really excited. We got one of our members, her husband does sound, so he's kindly coming out that day to help us out.
I'm
so we
excited
have
about that.
a legit sound system. We'll have the mayor out.
All right.
So, Mayor Peterson.
Mayor Peterson, I love it when he shows up.
He comes out every year and supports our Easter egg hunt. The city council shows up. We've invited the firemen out with the fire trucks so the kids can play, check it out.
That's great.
But every year the city comes out and they support us. And, it's nice to see the firemen out and the city officials and Mayor Peterson and everyone's having a good time. And
yes.
It's just a really great event that we do. So
right on.
And we got maybe a couple characters roaming around that you might have seen in a movie or two for the little ones.
Oh, that's great. I love the surprises for the kids.
Yeah, so we got a couple of surprises in the works, and we're, going to change things up a little bit. But overall, it's still going to be another great year of Easter egg hunt.
That's great.
Yeah.
I also love that the city of Wyandotte and the council have been so supportive of the Jaycees. How long has this project been going on, and have we been doing it right here in the city of Wyandotte?
As far, I could probably think back maybe 20-some years now. And, it could have been all the way back. That'd be an excellent question, actually, for Tom.
Okay.
But you know what? I don't think Tom and them ran it, because Tom Randazzo was our first president.
If you're watching, Tom,
Jaycees.
we're coming to you for some questions,
Tom,
buddy.
if you know, chime in, call a friend.
I know, right?
But yeah, I want to say that it started even maybe a couple of years after that. I don't think it was the first year, but I would say we've probably been doing it over 20 years now. I've been a JC in Wyandotte for, this year will be my 12th.
Right
and
on.
We've been doing it. So I'm pretty sure it goes pretty
dates
far
way
back.
Yeah. And we'll find out that date.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him.
We'll ask Tom and find out how long.
Right.
It's in our record vault somewhere back when we used to have pen and paper and wrote down what we
I'm
did.
sure there's stuff in there. And I remember at our 40th, we had pictures.
Yeah, dating back quite a while.
Dating back. So it's probably, I can guarantee it's over 20 years old, maybe even 30 at that point. So, but it's been going on for a long time. And it's something the city looks for. We enjoy putting it on. It's something that we sponsor. So our fundraisers that we do, like beer tent, things like that, are, you know, pay for us to have this Easter egg hunt that we can offer to the city for free. And it's just a really great event, and people love coming to it. And we usually get about 2,000 people out.
I love it.
Which 2,000 people in Bishop Park having a good time, celebrating Easter, like it's really awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
So it really is.
I want to touch on one thing you mentioned. You said you had Face Flare. I know the owner of Face Flare, Kim Torres, who's a good friend of ours.
Yep.
She's a Jaycee from Westland. And then you mentioned Alicia's Balloon Creations, and that's Alicia Bogus, straight out of Wyandotte, a Wyandotte Jaycee. And then we talked about the city council with Megan Biani's a member of the Wyandotte Jaycees too.
Yeah, so, and Megan's a great resource to have also.
Absolutely.
She's been a really good resource.
So I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge the fact that the Wyandotte Jaycees really do bring up businesses, and we support our Jaycees, and it's just something that just touches all aspects of life, and it's something so good to get involved with.
In our Easter, the basket winners this year, most of it is donated. We got McDonald's is donating some family meals. We're getting some other donations from local businesses to build our Easter baskets. So that way the winners can take home stuff like right from downriver area from the city.
That's great.
And looking for donations. So we have a lot of people. We used a lot of our resources this year, reaching out, trying to get as much as we can, you know, the most bang for our buck, basically.
Okay.
But we will be stuffing about 8,000 eggs.
That was my next question. How many eggs do we have? 8,000?
We got about 7,000 to 8,000 eggs. Yeah.
And they're all going to be filled with candy, yeah?
Yes, they will be filled with candy.
Candy and prizes, yeah.
So if anyone wants to help stuff eggs.
So yeah, when is the Easter egg stuffing?
It's the night before, so it's Good Friday. But it's the night before, and we're going to be at the log cabin right in Bishop Park.
Okay.
And we usually do like some pizza and pop, and you can come on out and stuff some eggs.
So Michelle mentioned a really great opportunity right there. If anybody in the community wants to come and be a part, I don't care how old you are, come on out to the log cabin Friday night. What time?
Anytime after 6.
Anytime after 6 p.m. Yep. Come on down and see what the Jaycees are about. Help us stuff these 8,000 eggs for these kids tomorrow or the day after during the hunt.
Yeah, trust me. We need some help in stuffing these eggs. It's a good time. We just sit around and we joke and we laugh, and it's a great bonding experience for us as a chapter. And then to see the kids' faces the next day when they're looking for the eggs and they're coming with candy, and it's just a really nice experience.
So tell me this, what's it like when you're standing there about to let all the kids come on into the circle after you've laid all the eggs out?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. They are so excited. The children are so excited. They're standing there just waiting for you to drop these eggs. And then you drop them so you can spread them out, and they're just like, they can't even contain themselves. Right. They're so excited. So it's a great feeling in that sense. But as soon as you call it, like, you need to get out of the way.
Right.
Because they are running for these eggs.
Free for all.
Yeah, but it's so much fun, and it's just great to see everybody out in the community. Everyone's together. Families are talking to each other. I mean, it's just like overall, it's just a really awesome experience.
What a good event. What happens if, say, a kid or two doesn't get an Easter egg? What happens?
We do have extra candy on hand this year, so we'll have people in yellow shirts. So at the actual event, if there is any issues or anything like that, please find someone in a yellow shirt, because they can help you. But we will have people scattered in yellow shirts with buckets of candy. So for some reason, because sometimes when we drop the eggs, they bust open, candy flies out. You may get an egg that lost its candy. We have plenty of candy on hand to make sure that everyone goes home with candy.
Fantastic.
So we want to make sure that everyone has a great time. They get candy, they get pictures with the bunny, and they get to spend time with their family and have that moment too.
Then you got the bounce houses going on.
Yeah, and we have so much to do, and it's just a really great family day.
All right, and is there any other event details we need to know? I think you nailed it. It's Log Cabin. It's at Bishop Park. We talked about the starting time.
Yep, so at 10 o'clock, we'll start taking pictures with the bunny. All the, face flare, all that will start at 10, and then the first 0 to 2 will start at 11:30.
Fantastic. Now, what's your favorite part of the event?
My favorite part of the event is when the kids run in for the eggs. as crazy as it gets, it's
Right.
really a cool experience. And if you've never experienced it, it's really awesome to watch.
One thing I really like is you do all this work, you set up, you stuff 8,000 eggs the night before, you get everybody into the park, 2,000 people show up, the newspaper's there taking pictures. You let these kids run into the circle to grab the eggs, and then an hour later, it's just quiet.
Right. And then everyone's gone, and then you and your team are just sitting there like, it's over.
Yeah.
And you can take a breath, you know. But it's a lot of fun. And then we just sit there, and a lot of times we go out to lunch together and just kind of talk about our day. And
Yeah.
it's just a really great day. But yes, the calm after the storm is pleasant.
Yeah.
Because that morning gets pretty hectic.
I love it, just being on the waterfront down there.
I love it too. I just like the whole idea behind it and the whole day.
How do people learn more about the Easter egg hunt specifically? Do they can they call a phone number? Or where do they go?
Well, you can call the phone number, but the best way is our flyers and stuff are up at the on our Facebook page. They'll be on our website very soon. We're gonna have flyers all over Wyandotte. We're gonna hit the library. A lot of local businesses will have flyers up. The schools, I've emailed the flyer to the schools.
Great.
So I know Wyandotte schools will, everybody on their email list will be getting that. I've tried to touch base with some other schools to get the word out. So it's out there. The information's out there.
Okay.
But definitely our public Facebook, the Wyandotte Jaycees Facebook page, is the way to find out some information.
Excellent. And we did briefly mention the phone number for you folks following along at home that may use a touch-tone telephone, 734-284-FUN1 or 3861.
Yes. If you have any questions, you can call that number, and they can answer them for you. So
Fantastic. So you touched briefly on how long you've been at JC. So when did you join?
2005. Yeah, 2005, May.
And this year, you're the
12th year. Oh, this year, this year I am the community vice president for the second time. I've done it before.
So you're a
many
two-time
years ago.
community VP.
Yes, two-time community VP. So I did it several years ago before I was president of our chapter. I'm a past president. And so this year I got the opportunity to do it again. And it's one of my favorite things. Community and membership are my two favorite. But community is the reason that I joined.
Right on.
And the reason that I stay. So.
Well, it's really good to get you back into that spot again. I'm, as you might have saw my title, I'm the membership vice president for JCI Michigan. So I'm a membership guy myself.
Membership.
And yeah.
Steve was a membership V 1 year for Wyandotte, and I was his director. So we've been a membership team before.
Absolutely, and always very successful at it. So
yes, we've
I
had
appreciate
some good
that.
times.
But you get into the community events more than I did, and it's great to see you coming back for a second round at that.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and plus I couldn't tell your wife no.
Right. So, well, that's the other thing. So my wife is this year's president. We alluded briefly to the theme. So she chose Wyandotte Strong. So Sarah Fappas is our 43rd president of the Wyandotte Jaycees. And tell me about her asking you to be community VP.
Basically, so when I was president years ago, it seems like forever ago, back in 2011, she was on my board, and half of our board quit before we even started. So it literally ended up being a board of 8. And we rocked out that year. We had 125 projects. Wow. We did all of these things. So when Sarah decided to run for president, all she did was look at me and say, "You owe me." She said, "You owe me. What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Oh,
community.
I'll do community."
Yeah.
I said, "I haven't been in community. I've been doing so much membership, and I did membership for the state."
That's
I was actually in Steve's role a couple years ago. So I said, let me go back to my roots. Let's go back to community.
Well, thanks, Michelle. We're going to talk more a little bit later about other programs that you have in the community area. But thanks for talking about the Easter egg hunt. I'm really excited about it. Come and check it out, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're with Jaycees TV, your host Steve Fappas, and I'm still here with Michelle Kelley. We got a ton of community programs scheduled this year, so I want to talk more about that and let you guys know what's happening. So, tell me about some more community events, Michelle.
Well, we have some really great events coming up. One of the really cool things is we're actually, the board of directors for Wyandotte Jaycees is going to be having dinner with city council.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. It gives us a chance to sit down, talk with city council, and really find out what our community needs.
Great.
What is going on in the community? Is there ways that the Wyandotte Jaycees can help? And really kind of figure out if there's something that we could team up with the city on. We do a lot with the city, but I do think that there's other things, other community needs out there that the Wyandotte Jaycees are strong in, and that we could totally team up and work on something together.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that coming up.
When's the meeting with the council?
It's in 2 Mondays. So it's going to be, we're just going to take dinner to them before they do their meeting.
Okay.
So it's nice and convenient because I know as a city council member, they're busy.
Absolutely.
Mayor Peterson's like crazy busy, which, is one of the things I love about him because he's always out in the community.
He is the most responsive mayor I've ever seen.
Honestly, as long as I've been around, I've thoroughly enjoyed working with Mayor Peterson over the many years. And we have such a great relationship as Jaycees and council. So, so I'm really looking forward to just kind of having that time set aside for us to sit down, have dinner together. We can get to know each other more outside of our roles, and then really find out what's going on in the community and if there's a way we can help.
I love that the Jaycees are doing that. Fantastic. Also, you told me a little bit off camera about a human trafficking event.
Yes, so we are joining up with another organization, another women's organization, and they're out there all over the place. I had never heard of them. Megan Miani actually had seen Kenethia speak and has asked her to come work with us. So I called the Bacon Library and asked them if they'd like to do a joint project with us. Okay. So it's going to be open to the public. Her organization will be coming to speak. It's about human trafficking, women's rights, just different things like that. And we're going to offer it. It's open to the public. It's free of cost. Great. It's going to be at the library on April 11th. It's a Wednesday night. Okay. From 6:30 to 7:30. We'll have some light refreshments. And just, it's such a huge topic right now, human trafficking, and what people don't realize is it's happening here downriver. Wow. It's happening in these cities. More and more it's becoming common, which is just awful to say. It is terrible, right. And we need to be aware. Parents need to be aware, especially parents of teenagers. So this will help us learn what to look out for and give us information about what's actually happening. Yeah, different ways, really that you can be preventative and things like that. And I'm looking forward to that, the opportunity for the Jaycees to learn more, as an organization, learn more, and how we can get involved, things that we can do, and also to educate our community. The more people are educated, the more preventative we can be. Great. So, is that also a statewide initiative? It is actually. JCI Michigan has definitely stepped up in the human trafficking. We have actual certified people like Jens Manfield, who Redford. From Redford, who has spoken to Ford and all these big companies, and she travels around Michigan speaking to people about human trafficking, and it's just amazing that we're kind of at the forefront of this, trying to help push this cause. Right on. Because it's something that hits home. It's every city, That blew my mind when we started hearing about that, even just on the news a couple of years ago. Yeah, you think it doesn't. You don't think it happens here, but it's happening downriver. And once again, if we're not educated, we can't do anything about it. What can we do to stop it? So it's all about just educating. So, parents, anybody is welcome to this event. Absolutely, it's open to the public. It's free. And I'd highly advise coming out so you can be educated. Good work, Michelle. Thanks for that. Other community events, I heard we're bringing back the spaghetti dinner. Yep. So last year, For years at the Copeland Center, we offered a free senior spaghetti dinner.
Yes.
So we invited all the seniors out, and we had free dinner. And it's such a great, because you just get to mingle with them. And if you sit down at a table and you just have a conversation with the seniors, and they're so thankful for the free spaghetti dinner, and it's good food, and then they get to talk to us, and we get to talk to them. And it's just really, it's a fun event. So last year, the community team brought it back because we didn't do it for a couple years. And so I was all for it because it was one of my favorite projects. So we are definitely bringing it back. Actually, the community team is running it.
Fantastic. So, all right, and when is it?
It is April 15th. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
From 1 to 3 at the Copeland Center.
Fantastic.
So, yep, and it's, like I said, it's free. There's no charge. And come on out. Last year we had Debbie Dingle stop by.
Sure did.
We had Mayor Peterson stop by.
Mayor Peterson was in the house.
So, you never know who's going to show up.
Right.
I mean, people just show up to the event.
Such a good event, too.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's nice, and you get to just have conversations, and it's a really great way to just have a conversation with someone.
I love that our group's able to provide those types of things to our community for free of charge. I love that.
Yeah.
The more that we can do that, the better.
That's why we need people to support Beer Tent.
Right.
At the Wyandotte Street Fair, stuff like that. All of our fundraising events. If it wasn't for those events, we wouldn't be able to do Senior Spaghetti Dinner or human trafficking or any of these things that we're doing to help educate our community. So
fantastic. You mentioned very briefly you have a community team. Tell me about your community team.
So I have 2 directors on my team. One is Sarah Skarzinski, and then I have Kim Akers. And I'm so thankful for them. They're amazing. They have the same passion I do for the community. It's one of the reasons that all 3 of us joined this organization. And they're just like, I mean, as you can see, our plate is full in just the next month.
Right.
And then we still have the rest of the year. And so I'm very excited to work with them. They're both directors for the first time, on the board for the first time, stepping up into leadership roles for the Jaycees. And I'm just really excited to work with them. And they keep me going and excited because they're excited. And sometimes we get into that, like, oh, I've done this before.
Right.
But then you get around like a whole group of new people that are excited about it.
And
they
like, haven't run an Easter egg hunt before, right?
Yeah, and it like rejuvenates you. Our Easter egg hunt committee, we have some newer members on.
Great.
And, they're stepping up. And so it's just really cool to see that happen.
I like that you're talking about that. And one thing we can talk about a little more right now is, so if people were to come out, like they were to come out to the stuffing event, the Easter egg stuffing event, the Friday night before the Easter egg hunt, I mean, they can get involved right away. So, but you're also saying they could get on committees for the events too?
Yeah. So any members are typically welcome to join any committee that we have, and we have a ton of committees. We run a lot of pretty big projects, so we definitely have committee members for all those, and we welcome anyone that is excited. And even after the Easter egg hunt, if you come out and you think that's a really cool event, I would love to be part of it next year. Reach out to us and, become a member, get involved, work on the committee next year. And before you know, you'll be running the project yourself.
Or maybe running for president
or
maybe
running
VP,
for president,
right?
community VP. That's how it happens. I mean, that's how they
too.
get you. But I've stayed. You've stayed. We both stayed.
So Jaycees are so good. Tell me, what else you got on the community horizon? So.
We have a really cool project coming up in May. Actually, Megan Miani, Councilwoman Megan Miani, and another one of our great members, Joel, is running a Get Out the Vote.
Right on.
Yeah. So they're collaborating with the high school to work with kids that are about to be 18 or going to be 18 and getting them registered to vote. And then we'll be out there for Third Friday in May, getting people signed up and registered to vote. It's super important to vote. I'm a social studies teacher, so I push voting. I try to tell my kids it's important to vote. So it's very important to be educated. Once again, a lot of our stuff is to try to help educate our community and be part of that. And there will be voting this year for the city council and things like
yeah.
that. So they want educated. Go to these forums. Go listen to things and vote for the person that you really truly believe is good for the job.
I love that.
So
Wyandotte Jaycees, if you didn't know, in 1920s, when we first started, Get Out the Vote was one of the first programs that Jaycees did all over the United States. So if you were a Jaycee back in the day, you may remember that.
Yeah.
Super cool for us to be bringing it back.
And we used to be part of movements, we did the seatbelts. You remember
right.
that? So if you look in our Jaycee history, we used JCI Michigan and the U.S. Jaycees forefronted to put seatbelts in cars.
That's right.
So, we've done a lot of stuff where we've been part of that movement. So, and I see us with like the human trafficking. We also do, we're really pushing like anti-bullying.
Yep.
So this year as a community team, we're trying to figure out a way to really get involved in that movement also, because that's a serious issue that we have in the United States in general. Coming from a teacher too, like bullying is a huge issue in the schools.
It really is.
So it's another thing that we want to get behind, and it's about educating and making sure that we're helping our community.
That's awesome.
So,
and that's another one. We have viewers all over the state, probably nationwide, but I know here at JCI Michigan, that's another statewide initiative, the anti-bullying and the human trafficking. So
yeah.
Here in Wyandotte, we're getting involved with that too. But if you're out there in any other communities, we're doing this all over the place. So
yeah, and I'm super excited for Rally for Michigan this year.
Yeah, and that's a project, chairperson's from Redford Jaycees, but now we're doing another statewide program called Rally for Michigan, but she's even trying to take it bigger. Tell me about Rally for Michigan.
So she's trying to take it bigger, and it's such a cool idea. It started with the Redford Jaycees 2 years ago. Their chairperson decided to run a project called Rally for Redford, and it was just basically sending out teams to do random acts of kindness. And you forget sometimes what one little thing could do. I heard you gave a flower to a small child last year or something like that.
That's true, I did.
It made her day. And sometimes it's just those little things to remind people that there is kindness in this world. And so last year, she offered it up to every state to join and to have like a statewide. And I think, or not state, I'm sorry, not every state, every chapter.
Every chapter in
I
our
think
state.
they had like 10 chapters participate last year or something like that.
And then we all met at the end. Everybody had a different colored shirt on representing their chapter teams.
Yeah.
One of the best events that I think JCI Michigan and Redford Jaycees, obviously, who brought it out, we've done in a long time.
And so this year we're going to have Rally for Wyandotte.
Rally for Wyandotte, baby.
So, we'll definitely have to talk about that later, but definitely keep an eye on our Facebook because that will be coming up. And that is just a very rewarding day to just do random acts of kindness for people. And you never know what you could do to make someone's day.
Fantastic.
Sometimes simple things.
Well, you heard it there first, folks. Michelle's brought to us all the community events that we're doing here in Wyandotte and statewide. Thanks so much for watching the show. Thanks so much for watching another great episode of Jaycees TV. I'd like to thank my guest, Michelle Kelley, for coming on the show today and talking about the great events in the community area for the Wyandotte Jaycees. And I'd like to take a moment to tell you guys to check out our website at wyandottejaycees.org or check us out on Facebook where you can see more about our events and things that are happening. And if you want to see us live and in person, come to our general membership meetings the second Tuesday of every month at Whiskey's on the Water right here on Biddle Avenue in Wyandotte. Starting at 7 p.m. for our social at the beginning, and we'll talk about our great events in person with you. So as we did last year, I'd like to end this year on our theme. This year the theme for Wyandotte, as you heard, is Wyandotte Strong. So outro, Wyandotte Strong.